I should probably turn that on. Ooh. Hello, everybody. This is the first time I've used this little system here. So, sorry, let me just make sure I've got all this down here. Hi, okay, so welcome. I'm just trying to get used to this. I haven't done an actual live session on here before, so this is the first time I've actually gone live with it. I've done practice rounds here, but welcome to Work in Progress Wednesday Live. I am Matt, and this is the first episode on YouTube. I usually do these on Wednesdays, obviously, and I just get to customize some figures and talk about the process, and you guys get to watch it live. So I used to kind of do these impromptu, and now I'm trying to make it more scheduled. So yeah. Tonight we're going to be working on a couple things. We're going to be working on this Ahab figure that I've been working on. Don't worry, I've got better lighting solutions in a minute here. And I'm going to be working on this this Halo James Bond mix-up that I got going on here. So yeah, so I'm pretty excited. So if you guys want to say anything, the chat's on the side there. I can see it live, I believe. And yeah, I'm gonna just kind of get started. So the first thing I'm gonna do tonight is let's switch over to my cool little camera view here. So I got a cool little split screen here. Yeah, so basically to catch everybody up to where I'm at with Ahab, I have officially sealed the torso shut. If you've been kind of following along on my last WIP Wednesday lives, you would have heard me talk about this. Yeah, so I've sealed the torso up, and so I at this point can no longer open it. And now I have to basically build the back armor like I have the front here. It's a little heavy on this side here. I'm going to need to either sand this down a bit or build this up a bit, which I might do tonight as well, just because it'd be relatively easy to do that. And yeah, before I do that, though, I have to add some more wires. So, you know, to make a long story short, the reason why this is so loose and not connected at the back is because I still needed to open the torso. But now that that's all sealed up, it's time to kind of take care of this and clean it up. So, but there's this gap right in the middle here that I can't really get to. So what I couldn't get to while it was not together. So now that it's sealed, I'm going to add more wires in there. And then we're going to clean up these wires and do some sculpting above it. So basically tie it in so you basically just see it like it looks like wires. And then I also have to build up the neck, which I probably will not do tonight. I need to have room to maneuver in there because basically it's just like I'm doing like similar to the arms where it's just all lines. So that's going to be tricky if I can't really touch this back here. So building this up tonight. And then I am also going to be working on these heads. So let me see here. Yeah. So I did the band yesterday, and now I'm going to do the detailing on the band all the way around. And then I still have to do the beard details, the second stage on this guy, like I did on him. And I might do that tonight with any extra epoxy sculpt I have, just so I don't have to mix some green stuff, because I can pretty much get the same results from epoxy sculpt. So that's probably what I'll do. So I'm going to start by gluing down some wires. So for that, I need some super glue. It's my Gorilla Glue. These are toothpicks. And then I actually have some wire that I braided back when I did this figure, like when I did the first bits of wire on this. I braided quite a bit extra, so that way if I needed it, I had it. So yeah, there's all my extra braided wire that I have. All right, so when I'm customizing, I'm just going to switch to the custom cam just because it doesn't really make sense for me to be on screen. All right, can everybody hear me? Okay, are my levels good? It's hard to not. It's hard to know for sure, but I also have this fancy little thing that I added as well, which is kind of cool. So I can do this, and I've put together my the projects that I'm working on. So I'm going to be working on Ahab tonight. Oh yeah, I said I might do a little bit of Smythe, which if I have time, I might. And then I also put in all the new toy stuff that's kind of come out the last few days, so we could kind of talk about it. I left room for more Star Wars, assuming they were going to put more out today, and they didn't. So, or sorry, they didn't do much. So, but we're not worried about that right now. We're gonna just do this. Okay, so I usually get super glue all over my hands, so this is gonna be happening. Oh, another thing I wanted to do. Let's just do this really quick so I can get it out of the way. This is not to promote Does Machines, but there's this guy named Does Machines on Instagram, and he does mostly Ninja Turtles customs. And he sent me these stickers, and I haven't opened them up yet, but I was going to do it here because he suggested a place to get stickers made. I've been wanting to get stickers made since I did the little rebrand, and I wanted to check out the quality, so I'm happy that he's sending these along. There's lots to look at here. He's got, oh yeah, these are really nice. He's got, is my camera really that grainy? That sucks. So just so you guys know, I already have plans for next week to upgrade this again. I'm going to move to a hardwired internet connection. I bought a 40-foot Ethernet connection. Oh yeah, my wife just texted me and said that the resolution on the camera is not great. Damn, that sucks. I don't know if it'll be any better the other way, but let me see if I can disconnect my camera. Okay. Now I feel like you can probably hear me. I think it's because I removed myself. So I need to just do this. Nope, not this. Now can you hear me? I feel like probably better now. That'd be my guess. Okay. So unfortunately, this is still pretty fresh from just being... There we go. I see what happened. I was trying to make my webcam picture not as grainy. And in doing so, I removed myself from the stream, which is where my microphone was set up. So it may make my camera on my desktop worse, though. Nike Boy, what up, buddy? Sorry for the bumps here, but glad you dig the new setup. I like it much better, too. It takes up more, like, way more space on my desk, though, which sucks. I don't have a lot of space, so that's why I was just like, I think I need to get another webcam because, yeah, like, I don't really have the space to have, like, a camera here and a laptop right here, too. So, yeah, I'm going to have to figure that out, but just get another laptop. But I did, or another laptop. I mean, that would solve the problem, but no. I did get a, like I said, a 40-foot thing, so like a cord, so I can connect the internet right to my my modem. So the speed thing should be much better next week, which is good. Okay, so I'm just going to put these little dots on here for now. I'm just kind of like roughly spacing them out, not really like super closely monitoring it or anything. There we go. And then I will eventually cut them into like little squares. That's what they're supposed to be. So look what else I can do. Check this out. This is only cool for the people that are here. I can highlight all the things. This is my friend Elvin saying, Matt, you're a fucking idiot. Yes. So yeah, then the reviews were kind of disappointing, and I won't lie. As much as I really like that X-Men wave, which I do very much so, I'm a little disappointed that we didn't really get very many accessories with those figures. They seem like they're bound to be disappointing. Like to get a siren with no screaming heads, kind of a little bit disappointing. Not a little bit. It's disappointing in a pretty big way. So I don't care for that shit too much. It's really sticky right now. All right. Oh, it's not centered at all. Jeez. Jeez Louise. But yeah, I was surprised that I like that Dark Trooper so much, especially because I've been hating on Star Wars Black so much lately. But I definitely, I saw it and I was like, wow, that looks like pretty fucking good. And I saw the price and I was like, that's pretty disappointing. But that's okay. If it is as good as it looks, it does look pretty good in my opinion. Then I'll be willing to accept it even though I don't like it. I get that price hikes are inevitable. That's just how it works, but it feels a lot like taking advantage of the customer when they go up as much as they do. Because like for anybody who either was here last week or is from Canada would know, they went up a substantial amount in Canada. Like I think our legends are at $40 a pop now, Canadian, which is just like bonkers. I think that's like $35 or something for you guys. So, yeah, not super excited about it, if I'm being honest. And it makes me want to reconsider what I'm collecting. Like, obviously not stop. I don't want to stop. I love collecting, but it makes me reconsider you know, buying like full waves and stuff, right? Because it's just like, fuck, it's too expensive to try to like flip it too, right? Like if you have stuff that you don't want, like the way I look at it with that new X-Men wave is like I want the Build-A-Figure in 5 of the 7 figures, so it's like it's not really worth trying to like buy those other 2 Build-A-Figure parts and trying to find them, especially because it's the 2 characters I feel like probably have the least appeal in the wave. So it's like, I feel like that's gonna be a hard sell. So yeah. So I figured with Darwin, I don't really have the thing is, it's not like I don't like those characters. Like, I mean, I don't really care for Vulcan or Darwin really, but I just don't have a place for them. Like, I just don't like, that's not an era of X-Men I collect. So like, I don't do much modern stuff. I have a small collection of like Marvel Now stuff, but yeah, I much prefer classic looks like 90s and 70s. So let's see here. Nike Boy says, I just got the NECA American Werewolf in London figure, and it's pretty awesome and it looks great. Yeah, I saw pictures of it. I thought it looked pretty good as well. I don't have a place for that. Like, again, I know we've spoken a few times about this, but yeah, I again, if space wasn't an issue, there's a lot of things I would probably collect. I often think about like, man, if space wasn't an issue for me, what else would be on my shelves? I feel like there would definitely be some WWF Attitude Era wrestlers and more classic WWF wrestlers. I feel like there would be, honestly, like I would probably do some horror stuff. I'm not a huge horror guy. I was more back in the day, but like I would probably get like the Gremlin stuff. I'd probably get the Alien stuff. Like not all of it, but like a couple of the main aliens and Ripley with the what's it called? The lifter thing would be pretty cool. I think NECA did that. So, but yeah, I would love to get some of that. That'd be crazy awesome. But space. I'm at the point now where I just like, I don't know, you know, even with like stuff like gargoyles, I'm so excited for gargoyles, but like I'm not going to actually be able to display them. They just demand too much space and I don't have it to give. So unfortunately, it's not going to happen. Just lining this up with the other side here. Nike Boy says, yeah, it's way bigger than I thought it would be. I have to remove some figures off my shelf to make room for it. So what would you put that with? Would you put that with like other like mythical kind of like vampire and like Frankenstein and that kind of stuff? Or would you have a specific place where you would kind of display something like that? I'd love to have a shelf that was just like for random shit that I like. Doesn't have to make sense. Just like, that'd be great. I used to really badly want to have it. I've taken it out of my mind because I don't think it'll ever happen. I just don't have the room. A shelf that's just all customs, like all of the customs I've gotten from friends and that kind of stuff. That'd be awesome. Okay. Okay, good. This is all mostly dried now. Okay, so I'm just going to trim off some of this extra that I have on here. Thank you. And that, yep. And that. One wants to stay on. Same with that one. Maybe went too heavy on the glue. There we go. I'm super excited to take this to put this figure together with the legs. I haven't been able to because I use this stuff to fill the peg holes, but like I'm so excited to see how it looks together. I think it's gonna look fucking badass. There we go. Especially with his peg leg on the other leg. It's going to be pretty dope. Okay. So now we get to do the back of the armor. Nike Boy J says, I just have a whole shelf dedicated to horror, so it goes with all the rest of them, no specific spot. Okay. That's cool. I'm pretty sure you sent me a picture of that shelf, actually, didn't you? I feel like you did. Maybe like a year or so ago. Not recently, but... Okay. So, I'm going to start by just lightly applying towards the bottom here, because I don't want to have a... What happened yesterday was I went too heavy on the bottom, and I ended up having to like let it set, trim some of it actually off, and then smooth it all out again because it was too thick on the bottom. The idea is that it kind of rounds with this little band around the bottom. I'm not super worried about smoothing it out just yet. I'm going to get all of this on first, and then I'll figure that part out. So yeah, so you can see what I'm kind of going for, right? You get the kind of the wires tucking into the armor. Nike Boy says I might have, but when a lot's changed, so when I have it all cleaned up, I'll send you another pic. Yeah, cool. I love seeing collections. It's like one of my favorite things about this hobby is I wish more people showcase their collections because I see them. I'm not sure if I know I've shared his work a few times, but there's this guy Spidey Boy, I think his name is on Instagram. It's not just Spidey Boy. There's numbers and shit too. But man, his displays are so awesome. They're so cool. I'm super jealous of his whole setup. Okay, so I don't want to use all of this extra epoxy sculpt. That's all I have left right now. I don't want to have to mix more. I mean, I will, but I don't know. Yeah. So I'm just going to start smoothing this out. So I do anticipate that some of these wires are going to try to pop through the epoxy sculpt, and I've decided to just let it happen. From there, I will sand it smooth and just do a quick touch-up. It's easier to me than trying to... I'm worried about pulling on the epoxy sculpt on the wires too much because I don't want to pull them loose. I want them to stay secure. So yeah, so I'm just using my finger with the rubbing alcohol, and I'm just gliding over all these spots, trying to blend everything in. And then the last thing I want to do is I want to make sure that I don't blend this in smooth with these shoulder pads. They're supposed to be sticking out more, so I need to start going into that kind of corner where they meet and kind of almost digging like a little trench, so that way I can differentiate the difference. So yeah, this is what I mean by that. Do some of that. And on this side, hell yeah. I can't tell you how excited I am for this figure to be done. I'm making it for my friend, Joe Ward, Captain Schneek on Instagram. And I am happy to do a figure for him. But man, this one beat me pretty good. I had to like fully step away because I was like, I can't do this. Okay. And again, I'm just using this to kind of dig out a little trench here. I'll probably end up doing that on the other side as well. All right. I see a little mark, and it's telling me that I haven't cleaned this very well, which is not really a surprise. Okay. Cool. Now I need to do around this band again too. This is what kept happening yesterday is I would smooth out one side and then it would like unsmooth out the bottom. It's like, God damn it. Yesterday I also kept putting my finger in my work. It was very annoying. I think I did it like 5 times. Okay. The next step will be to actually like cut this to where I want it to be and how I want the armor to look. So I'm just going to have a look at my reference pictures that I have here and see how that looks exactly on the back. So it's kind of just an angle, so it doesn't really matter how I do it. Okay. So yes, for anybody who is just jumping in here, it says there's only one person, so that still might be Nike Boy. But yeah, for anybody who's just jumping in randomly in the middle of a YouTube video on the afterplay, I am working on Ahab from the X-Men. He's a villain for the X-Men. And was it a old school peg warmer in my neck of the woods in the Toy Biz era of the 5-inch Marvel figures before Marvel Legends back in the 90s. Back in those crazy old early days. Okay, so I think I don't want to do anything crazy on this backside here. I think I'm going to just kind of leave it as like a domed kind of look. I don't want to like cut like I like the triangle in the front because it's kind of supposed to represent like a breastplate kind of thing, you know, but I don't want to do anything too crazy back here. So I'll just make it kind of like a rounded edge on the top. And then that would be good enough, I think. It's a piece of metal. Nike Boy J says, I'm going to head out. Got to get to bed. But the figure is looking great. You're doing a great job. Can't wait to see them all done. Thanks, dude. Thank you for coming by. I really appreciate it. And yeah, hopefully next week we won't have the issues with the lagging camera and stuff. See, my friend Elvin warned me about it, but it was one of those things that I was taking baby steps. I was trying to do little bits at a time. But see, now that I knew that after I did one of these live on YouTube, I would have stuff that I needed to fix. So yeah, so I'm glad that I'm super grateful for my friend Elvin from Astonishing News and Reviews. He helped me a lot, just with the understanding of all this shit. So yeah, I'm very grateful for him taking the time. Okay. Okay. Good. It's starting to look like it's supposed to. I wonder if I do another band. No, I don't think so. I think that's overkill. Maybe I'll do like a little V thing or something though. Like another layer. Maybe not. That might be unnecessary. I think that's unnecessary. Or I could do... No. I don't know. I have no idea. It's hard when you have a figure when you have a character that like doesn't really have a ton of reference art. So like one of the figures I'm going to be doing a very specific Night Thrasher look for my friend New Collector, And I was saying to him today, I'm like, man, you need to just find me some pictures because like I need to have pictures to like reference, right? Like that's how I work. He's like, oh man, there's not really there's not a lot of pictures of him in this costume. It's very specific. So he's gonna let me kind of have free reign on some parts. He's kind of identified the parts that are important for him to be source accurate, and the rest he's like, you can just do whatever you want. But he also knows that like I'm a sucker for accuracy and that stuff. So like he knows that I will most likely figure out some way to find out, even if I have to read a bunch of old comics or something. Mm-hmm. Okay. And this is me just painting rubbing alcohol on with a paintbrush. And for anybody who has never seen me do this before, I do it a lot. I do it because it helps me clean up any like little loose crumbs of epoxy that get left on the sculpt. And I also do it because it helps blend the edges and it helps dull out any like really sharp sculpting that I may have done into it, either by accident or on purpose. And there we have our back. It's our back piece. I don't know what to call it. Our backpack. Okay. Good. Now we have all this extra epoxy. We may end up doing that beard after all. Just going to roll that up for now. And start working on this. So it's important that I get this very crumbly. Why? So yeah, I don't know why it's kind of crumbling on me, but I don't love that. Okay. And I'm just cutting little squares. It's hard because it's the same color as the primer that's on it. I need to try to keep these consistent. So yeah. Okay. All right. And I'm just trying to make sure that I'm happy with how this looks before I move on to the next one. There we go. Cool. I think that looks pretty good. Oh. I don't know if that's going to work. Sorry, it's blurry again. Man, what a disappointment. I promise next week will be better. We're going to have this shit fucking locked down. And my slow internet of the past will be just that, of the past. Because I actually have decent internet speeds. I just don't have good Wi-Fi. Okay. This one's cutting a bit better. It's not so crumbly, which is good. There we go. Happy-ish. Let's find out. flatten that out a little bit more. Cool. And just do a little dip here. The good thing is this stuff's pretty easy to cut when it dries, especially when it's in small amounts like this. So I should be able to clean up any little edges that look shitty, which is good. Okay, so this is edge I have to kind of line up on both sides to make sure that they're the same-ish, so it doesn't look like it's on his head crooked. I think that's about right. No, not quite yet. I think that's about right. There we go. Cool. This isn't actually that bad. I thought this was going to be worse. I'm speaking too soon, but I mean, it seems like it's going relatively okay. Okay. Gotta get that a bit smaller here. So yeah, the hardest part about this is not actually the squares. It's like making sure that they're not, it's making sure that they're actually like lined up properly. And this one is resembling more of a rectangle at the moment. So I'm gonna have to squish some of this over a little bit. Fix that error. Okay. There we go. That's better. And like I said, if I have to sand some of that down at the end to make it better, so be it. That's okay by me. Cool. So yeah, what is anybody in the chat buying any of that new X-Men wave? Yeah, I had it. So like I said, I was pretty. I think that new Havoc looks really cool. I like those new effects. I am pretty disappointed that they didn't do the silver on the neck, those silver rings. I feel like that was a big miss. But yeah, I liked it. I was super tempted to buy a case because it has 2 Wolverines and I want 2 Wolverines. But that extra $1, that increase in price, like, can't do it. Can't do it. I was going to use it to make an Astonishing Wolverine. Change out the blue or the black shoulder pads for blue and put normal claws on him. And he could sit in as a Astonishing. But yeah, that's too bad. I really was hoping to get I was really hoping to get a second one. I'll hopefully find one in person, but yeah, it's definitely, it's definitely a discussion that we've been having in our friend group as of late. Just like, everybody's going to be cutting back because they're just so expensive. And it's like we can't buy like we once did because like the price has gone up like 25% in like a year, which is like absolutely insane. It's Fred. Damn pay to play, but really want Bonebreaker. Yeah, man. I do too. That's why I went all in. I figured for the price I would pay to probably get the pieces from Darwin and Vulcan, it's probably I'll just get them. And then like I'm going to use the hands from Darwin on my skin figure that I'm working on, or I mean, I'm not working on. I say it like it's on my table. It's in no way even started. It's just in a bag right now, but the parts are all there. So yeah, so I'll probably use those for my Generation X skin. And then like I fully intended on buying a Vulcan anyway, because anytime we get a new base body, I'm right there. I can't stop myself. So, and that Vulcan base body looks great, and they're saying it's a replacement for the Bucky cap, which I am all in for, because anybody who also has followed me for a while knows my deep dislike for the Bucky cap. It just doesn't work for me. It's very outdated. It needs to go away. It needs to go away now, please. And it sounds like that's the plan. So I'm good with it. Update that shit. Give me something fresh, like a Vulcan body. Unless that one sucks, then we'll talk. I would love to see them use that retro Spidey body a bit more. That doesn't get used nearly enough. And I think that there's a lot of figures that they could put on that body. I think they could put Daredevil on that body and it would work really well. I originally, before I did my my V-Toys one, that was my plan, was to use this retro Spidey body. I actually still have it in my fodder box, all dismantled. A retro Spider-Man for a Daredevil. It would have been a beautiful thing. I hope they do it. They have the power. So this is looking pretty good. Unfortunately, my grainy ass camera is not working in our favor here tonight. So I apologize. And promise that next week we'll be there. We will be there. Okay. All right, so that's looking pretty good. Now, it's just trying to get the spacing right here. That's tricky. Oh, there we go. You can see it a bit better now, it looks like. I don't know if you can see it that much better, though. No, not really. Bummer. This is still too big. I'm going to trim this front one just a little bit more. And yeah, like I said, any of these like little corners that get out of place here, I can trim up once it dries. Just as easy. Mm-hmm. Get rid of that. So yeah, so I ordered the X-Men wave, and I skipped on my extra Wolverine. And what else? And I bought 2 Dark Troopers as well. But yeah, I was like, I think I've been pretty vocal about my dislike for the Black Series lineup at the moment. And yeah, I'm slowly just getting away from it, and yeah, today their live stream did really nothing to make me want to jump in there. So yeah, I don't know what the fuck they're doing over there. You would think that they would want to capitalize, especially because it's, again, Star Wars is fresh off of Boba Fett right now, and I know that was met with mixed thoughts, but still. Okay, so this is a little bit off. By a little bit, I mean pretty good bit, but I don't know. That's there, yeah, that's pretty off. That's off. That's off. I'm going to fix those because we're not at the point where I can't turn back yet. Which one do I like better? That or that? I think I like that better. Okay. So I'm just going to scrape this off. Take a new little ball. And I'm going to just do them one at a time. Just do them one at a time. If they stick, might not stick. Well, it seems to be. So that's good. It's not enough. Spacing. It's the most annoying. Oh yeah, that's actually pretty okay. Okay. So yeah, another few things I'll have coming soon. So after I did my first video, I realized that there's shit I need to get better at. So one of the things I'll be including soon is I have a friend working on some music for me. So I'll have some kind of like background beats. And yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. It's actually my old drummer from the first band I ever played in. And we've been kind of chatting on Instagram lately. Not that we ever were not friends, but I guess we weren't really chatting, regularly or anything. But we have been lately, so it's pretty cool. I like it. It's been fun catching up. And then when I was doing my first video, I was like, I could probably use some like music. And I knew that he was doing a lot of like electronic stuff. So I was like, I feel like I could like tell Nate what I'm looking for and he could probably just execute. So he sent me some samples, and one of my responses was, I love this, but think less Top Gun, because it kind of sounded like Top Gun, and more The Price is Right. And he was like, oh, I think I gotcha. So yeah, so he's working on stuff now. I think he bought a new keyboard. Now he's just waiting for it to get here. And he's going to do it for me. So yeah, I'm fucking super stoked about that. It's cool because it's my friend too. So I love that I get to say, oh yeah, my friend did this. Fred says, Old Man Logan base fits so well. Fred, check this out. I'm still blown away by all the cool things this thing can do. Huh? So for anybody who can't see, which you can't because my camera's too blurry, I'm sorry. I'm using an Old Man Logan head for this. So I'm pretty happy with how it looks. I like it better than the Sinister one. The other one I'm doing is Mr. Sinister base. And I like it, but I don't like it as much as I like this one. I think this Old Man Logan one works. He looks like a miserable old fuck. So the hard part about when I get to this point is not putting my fingers in my work. And I can see that I've already begun to do that. I didn't even notice that I did this one. So that's never a good time. Okay, and then there's room for one more. So that's great. And it's not perfect, but it's pretty good. I can accept it. Cool. So yeah, once I figure out all these last little issues I'm having with this switch over to YouTube, I think it's going to be really good because, like I said, eventually I can have guests. And so that'll be pretty fun to be able to do that. And because I can do multiple cameras, when I do my shelves, when I redo my figure shelves, it'll be fun to be able to share that with everybody. Everybody can watch. And then at the very end, I'll make a bloopers reel of me swearing when a bunch of shit falls over. I have probably, when I do all of my shelves, I have probably 3 pretty bad little breakdowns when shit goes bad. I've had lots of times where shit's gone bad. Like I had one night where I finished a shelf. It took me like, over the normal 6 hours. It takes me about 6 hours to do a shelf. And it took me over probably about 7 hours. And then I went to brush my teeth before I went to bed. And then I came back in and I looked at my shelf again before I shut my lights off, which is common practice. That's what I always do. And yeah, as soon as I saw one little thing out of whack, I went to go fix it. And literally more than half the shelf fell over when I did that. And I was like, yeah. I'm pretty sure I threw whatever was in my hand. Can't remember what it was at this moment. And yeah, it wasn't great. It was pretty bad. Those are the parts where, I try to be more mindful of what I'm doing. And I'm like, do I really want to go in for one minor little thing? And then I'm like, yep, apparently I do. You'd think I'd learn, but I don't seem to, because I always do it. It happens at least, one of those kind of bad things happens at least once every time I redo all of my shelves. I pretty much do one big reset on my shelves once every like 10 months. It's not even twice a year. And I was funny because I saw my buddy Hydra Agent today, Sean, and we were talking. He's like, I don't know how you like doing your shelves, man. And I was like, I guess it's just because it's the only time I get to play with my figures that I get to really do that. Okay, so that looks great. I wish you guys could see. What? But yeah, so I was like, by the time I do 4 or 5 shelves, I'm pretty fucking over it. And like I have 14 shelves and 3 hidden shelves, and those 3 hidden shelves are going to be getting used. We're going to be moving into that territory pretty quick here. So yeah, it's a lot. There's a lot. So 6 hours a shelf minimum. And then yeah, like I have 17 shelves. So it's a lot. It takes up a lot of fucking time. Okay, so this is my second head. This is the Mr. Sinister head. And I originally was just going to do one head, but then when the person I'm making it for picked a different one than I did, I was like, I'm going to do both. And then he can have both. Because sometimes it's fun to have options. But I'm pretty sure this figure might be the craziest kit bash I've ever made. Like, mix of parts. It's like, for heads, we have a Mr. Sinister and an Old Man Logan. For a torso, we have Maverick. The shoulders are from the Silver Centurion Iron Man. The upper torsos are from Maverick. The elbows are from Doctor Doom, and the hands from Doctor Doom. The lower arms are from Into the Spider-Verse Prowler. The legs are from half Mr. Sinister, half Toxin. It's a bit ridiculous, if I'm being honest. It's just like everything I could think of, I just threw in there. Okay. I think that's probably as far as I can go. Okay. I'll go to the dentist tomorrow. Ugh. I just got crowns done a couple weeks ago. So I'm just going and they're going to just put them in now that the actual crowns are made. Right now I have temporary ones in, so. Okay, there we go. There we go. Still a little bit too far down. There we are. And I'm not super worried about how thick these are. Like if they're a little bit thick off of the crown there, I'm not that worried about it because I will be, I can just sand that down. So, all right. Like I said last time with this, the trickiest part is figuring out that where that, like that middle section and making sure there's equal distance in it. You don't want to make it off center because it'll be very obvious when you paint it. The eyes will be painted and then you'll be able to tell that the crown is not centered. You don't want that. I'm notoriously bad at noticing that stuff. So, like even right now, I can see there's a little height difference here, which I got to fix because it looks like it's crooked on his head. All right, there we go. Okay. Good stuff. I really like how that back on Ahab turned out. Oh, this is too far back. I need more. I need more. Let me just get rid of that. It's easier to line it up when I can look at it from above. There we go. All right. So, yeah, I'm pretty excited to put my first video up on YouTube here. I spent a lot of time on it, so I hope that people enjoy it. It's kind of in vein of a Craig Warwick video. It's definitely not as detailed as Craig's video. And because my process, my thoughts of what it was supposed to be changed near the end when I was putting it together rather than when I was filming for it, I'm missing a lot of footage that would really be beneficial to have. So now that I know that that's my goal, I've been adjusting the way I work. And so, like, last weekend I did prep on 2 figures. One has to remain a secret, unfortunately. But yeah, I videoed the whole thing just so that way I have it in case I need it. So yeah, so think Warwick, but not as good. In that, like, he kind of walks you through the process, and like I use a lot of pictures in this one because I don't have the video for it. But once I get a few reveals in, I have a couple figures that I've been sitting on waiting for this whole YouTube thing to kind of come together. And once I get caught up to like more what I'm working on now, like I'm filming everything now, so I'll have that footage when the time comes that I need it. So it should be good, should be better. Okay, there you go. Cool. That looks pretty good. Then I don't really have the next one down. All right, because I'm gonna just take these both off. Excuse me. Sorry for sneezing in your ear. Alrighty. So these ones I'm going to just pop it on, trim it to where I need it, move on to the next one. just so I can make sure that they're all as evenly spaced out as possible. And I'm going to alternate side to side to make sure that wherever I end in the back, it's kind of on in the middle-ish. And cut off that little bit there. I'm hoping once my internet gets better, you guys will be able to, like, I'm hoping that the cameras are clear enough that it works good enough that you can see what I'm doing. Okay, that's cool. Next one on this side. Got that. So yeah, so this week's video is going to be featuring Arnold. That's that big rock monster guy that I made back in November. With the gold helmet and the gold bracers. And I love that figure. It turned out so good. I'm so happy that I took that commission. It was one where, like, I told the customer my price, and then he was like, I always give like a price range. And I said, this is my price. And he said, oh, if it's on that low or lower side, that's about where I max out. So I was like, okay. I usually don't do that where I would like take a cut. But the character looked so fun that I was like, I feel like this would be a fun character to make, and it wouldn't be super, super challenging, and that I could just use the Juggernaut body for the majority of it. So I ended up actually taking a pay reduction from what I normally would have charged for something like that, especially at that end point where I decided that I was going to sculpt all the skin. Like originally I was just going to do select spots, so it kind of looked like patches of kind of rock and cement, and I ended up doing all of it, and it took a long time, but it was well worth the work. It was very, very worth it in the end, I think. So yeah, so that video is going to drop on Friday, and it's part of my, I'm calling it custom figure showcase. Will be kind of one of my somewhat regular things, I hope. And I'll obviously be continuing to do Work in Progress Wednesday live here. And then when I take my break from customizing to redo my figure shelves, I'm probably going to actually do either a day a week, just talking customs with friends for 4 weeks or 5 weeks. Or I may do a couple lives where I'm actually redoing my shelves so you guys can see. Like, I plan on making some videos for that anyways. I don't know if they're going to be live or not, but I might do some lives, which would be cool, I think. Cool. This is looking pretty good. Okay, next one. God, man, the people across the street, it's like they're always burning something. The fire alarm is always going. Like the building across the street. It's more than just one person. But somebody's always burning something in that place. Got that. Got that. I think that might be too much of a gap. I can do one more and it'll be good. No, we should be good. Let's see when I cut this how much space I have left. So there's that, and then there's that. One more. We're good. Whew, that one worked out. And I have a little bit left. Was gonna try to do this beard, but I'm worried about touching. We'll see. Let's see how let's just see in a minute here. Okay, so it's significantly too thick. Got that. Yeah, I'm just worried if I do the beard, I'm worried I'm going to put my finger in it. In this back, it's too... Nope, I'm going to have to try to fit one more in, unfortunately. It's too far apart. Starting over here, one little section here. So I technically have 3 more spots to do. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm going to just try to put them all in their place quickly here. I'm really bummed that my quality is so shit on my custom cam. I hope with the improvements next week it resolves that issue. It should, I think. Just because the Wi-Fi is shite. So hopefully when the Wi-Fi is not shite, we'll be in a better place. Oops. All right. I'm just gonna bang these things out real quick here. Bam, 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 bam. And then the bottom. Bam, bam, bam. Cool. Then what we got there? There we go. I had to tighten up those gaps a little bit in the back just so I could fit one more. Rather have a couple tightened gaps than have one giant one in the back here. Is that a mistake? Yes. Okay, almost done here, guys. Got that. And that. So yeah, by this time next week, for next week's show, there's a relatively good chance that I will be painting both of these guys, Ahab and this Halo Bond guy. So the person who did my new logo is who I'm making that for. That's for a friend who was kind enough to make me the sweet logo. Cool. And is complete. Yep. Cool. I like it. All right. Just trying to clean up some of these edges and just make them a bit straighter. Not bad. My placement's pretty good. I like when I can like circle around and be like, oh, fuck yeah. Not too shabby. Okay, cool. So both my Ahab heads are done. Well, sorry, they're not done. Oops. I'm not even showing them on camera. And it doesn't matter because my connection is dog shit. Hang on one sec. I'm going to try something here. I'm just about finished, so I'm going to mute this. Okay, I'll be right back. There we go. Okay. So hopefully that'll clear up that a bit. Oh, snap. Uh-oh. Let's stop that. Moosey Moose. Check this out. I was waiting for you to come in. Look how fancy this is. Oh, look at that. I can go through all this stuff. Oh, I didn't even notice you came in as Honky Wonky. Aw, Tone. Yeah, yeah. Fred, you're still here too. Oh, no, it's from 10:04. I missed that one. It's pretty cool, eh? And then if there was two of us, I could do that, or I can do this. So cool. And then I'll do this because I'm done. So let me see here. Connect. You'll need to connect your mic cam before adding yourself to the stream. Check it out. Not too bad, yeah? Moose Milk says if you come down for East, you'll have to show me the shit. I am coming down. I'm finalizing everything in the next couple weeks. So yeah. Okay, guys. Well, that's all I got for you. I'm out of. I need a better internet connection, which I'm going to fix. There's our work on the back of Ahab on my shitty ass grainy camera. Oh, audio echoing. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to do this. Mute. There we go. Yeah, I'm just trying to work out all the kinks here. So yeah, so that's done. And then both of these are done for now, which you can't really see because of my internet connection. Too many new toys here in YouTube. Yeah, true that. Moose Milk says, sorry I'm late. Work is bad before vacation. Yeah, man, don't worry about it. It's all good. I just was happy you got to see it. So, okay, guys. So yeah, that's all. I'm gonna wrap this up here. So thank you guys for watching. First one on YouTube. Yeah, hopefully I'll have all my ducks in a row next week, and we'll be able to get this shit going a little better. Should be better next week. So, but yeah, have a great week. And Friday, we're going to launch that new video, the first video on the channel. So please come by and check it out and throw a like and throw a subscribe and all that good shit. It'd be really appreciated. So thanks, guys. Lots of love. Peace.